I'm Jim Jachetta, CEO and co-founder of VidOvation. We're here with our colleagues at Vizrt. Jeremy is going to tell us about some of the latest developments, some of the problems in the production industry, remote production, live production that Vizrt helps solve, some of the workflow challenges that you solve. So take her away. Lay some knowledge.
All right, thanks a lot. Yeah, so we've had the TriCaster in the family for a while now. This came about when Vizrt bought NewTek, and so we were kind of running as parallel companies, but now we've merged everything under one umbrella. So that's broadened the portfolio, but also shows the interactivity between all of our products and the product family, how we can expand that ecosystem and solve a lot of different pain points in a lot of creative ways. With the TriCaster, now that that's evolved into different platforms, with the TriCaster Vizion being our new flagship product, 44 inputs. We have a lot of capabilities with the Zoom ISO SDK, so now I can run a Zoom call on the TriCaster itself, which makes it very interesting for remote contributors. We've seen a lot more adoption on the remote side of it, where you're sending call letter stations out in the field with their reporters with phones and just connecting via Zoom. So they've simplified their workflows, dramatically in that regard. So it's also nice for them. But if you think about from corporate communications, education, a lot of other verticals are doing productions very, very similar. And it's also kind of interesting because they don't really know that the other one is doing it. So when you have this conversation with them and there's like, we have this unique thing, it's like, it's not as unique as you think. Everybody's doing things like this now. It's finding ways to reduce costs, reduce overhead, but have more flexibility in their productions. And we can definitely solve a lot of that with not just TriCasters, but our other product lines as well.
So tell us about some of the integrations. I mean, you guys invented NDI. We work with Haivision, and even their bonded cellular stream hub receivers have an NDI out, a good NDI integration. Some of our clients will integrate the bonded cellular with a TriCaster via NDI. I mean, you can do SDI as well. But
yeah, SDI, NDI,
digital.
We play well with others. So we're not excluding any type of workflow. Whatever makes the most sense to the end user at that given moment, we're adaptive in that nature. So it's more of we're solving their workflow problems first before we're dealing with products. So because of the adaptability, the connectivity, SRT, SDI, NDI, the alphabet soup of streaming,
yes,
we can handle all of that as well. So it also makes it incredibly flexible. Every time they go to do a different type of production, everything's already covered. So it does make it nice, and they have the warm and fuzzies that they know that our gear will handle whatever they want to throw at us at any given moment, because yes, we are kind of over-engineered to a fault. There's a lot of horsepower. Yes,
good way.
You're never going to use 100% capability of a TriCaster. It's designed that way, but it makes it incredibly flexible for the end users, because they may figure out a different workflow later. We can already handle it. Or they may have an idea 6 months later that is already done. It's like, oh, can we go back in it? Yes, you can. We can show you how to do this, how to adapt. And then the third-party connectivity. No one manufacturer makes everything. You got to talk to somebody else with something at some point. We have that adaptability. We have the open API, but we can't control other third-party devices. We can have our macro engine control other devices, even internal. We have our Mozart product for Rundown Creator that can control other devices. So then we can kind of build those worlds together for production. And even with our new Mozart product, we have some AI scripting involved. So now you don't have to know everything about the scripting aspect of it or how your show needs to look. You're just asking them some questions like, hey, I need to have a couple cameras and some graphics. I need to find this clip on our MAM system, and then it'll build that show rundown for you. Awesome. Then you automate that inside the TriCaster. So the expandability and even what we're doing with the AI, kind of outside the box thinking with that, like our AI keyer, we no longer need a green screen anymore. A lot of cool stuff we're doing in the AI space as well.
So the you don't need the green screen to do.
It's live right behind you right now, as you can see. So yeah,
AI is doing some good things.
Yes.
And you guys are known, Vizrt, your roots are in graphics, right? And, and you bought NewTek because people were integrating Vizrt with NewTek, so it made sense to merge the two companies together. But you also make cameras and other NDI accessories, right? So Vizrt cameras can integrate and direct to the NewTek, as well as third-party, Poland, whatever, Canon,
once you speak NDI,
Sony,
speaks NDI.
As long as it's got an NDI in and out, you can talk to it.
Correct. And going back to the RIMI aspect of it, we even have products that help facilitate that with the Tetra product. So Tetra is a 4-channel converter, so it's got SDI capability. It's a small little form factor box, but that packs a punch. Inside that box, we can run NDI Bridge. So now I take the cameras and Tetra out to the field. Then I use the NDI Bridge to bring that signal back to the control room. So I'm decentralizing my production I'm running everything from one nice control room. All my stuff is coming from all over the place, leveraging NDI Bridge. Same with our cloud architecture, with TriCaster Vector in the cloud. Same control room as local on-prem. I'm using NDI Bridge to connect up into AWS to run TriCaster.
So public internet, so NDI is bridging with this.
Correct.
What's the product called again?
Yeah, so Tetra.
Tetra.
So Tetra has NDI Bridge capability, so then I can traverse public internet or even local networks or bridge multiple networks together. So then I have a lot of flexibility in that remote environment, or if we've got corporate where they have several different office locations,
yeah,
you may have different offices and different operators in different locations. I can do that from the control panel. I can get on the NDI network and find a different TriCaster to run from one location. Then I can have Tetra be the signal conversion, where I've got maybe 2 cameras coming back from the field, but I'm sending a return video back to the far side. So they can follow along, they see that return coming out of the TriCaster.
Some of your competitors early on, or these weaknesses were discovered during COVID, like not enough audio. There was a show that, I don't think the show got greenlit, but they wanted to do a show in a jail, but nobody in the production team wanted to go in the jail.
Right.
And people were talking about moving Dante through the public internet. Wasn't really meant for that. Maybe that's been solved, but you guys have the audio transport figured out as part of the NDI? Or?
Yeah, we actually have a dedicated audio product now called Viz Connect Audio that has 8 inputs on the back of it. So I'm taking 8 analog sources into NDI, including my microphone, so it'll support phantom power as well. Convert that into NDI, get it onto the NDI network. Then I have 2 stereo returns going back the other way. So think of it more of not just an NDI breakout box, but like an NDI monitoring device. I've got a front panel where I can solo the inputs, front panel gain control. All that's happening in a 1 rack unit box. So now I have expandability from a stage box. I can put this in different locations when it comes to audio. Then I can also have Dante Virtual Sound Card running on the TriCaster. So you see how I blend those worlds together.
That's so
with
awesome.
Multiple different types of products.
That is awesome. That is awesome. You know, I'm going to ask your marketing department if I could kidnap you to bring you on my next sales call, because this is amazing.
I'm always available via remote. I can give Teams call, Zoom call, whatever.
Well, thank you so much, Jeremy. And to our listeners out there, you can learn more about this at vizrt.com or visit VidOvation.com to learn more. Thank you so much, Jeremy.
Yes. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you for congratulations on all your new products.
Thank you.
And all your new developments. Thank you.
I appreciate it.